get it when I get back.
Nicest place to be around, at least down where most of these teams are clustered up towards Painan. It's a little bit more open and you can have more of a calculated approach towards how you want to play it. Again, Sandhawk here, for specifically in the PMGC, have been so fun. We've had like so many times where we get towards Zone 4, where we've had 16 teams still alive, which is very rare, by the way, in PUBG Mobile. In most of the pro leagues, you tend to see maybe like 9 teams by that point, because there's just so much action going down. But these guys are so good at scouting, so good at holding their own when it comes to rotating, that they're able to make it quite far, and really they have to be pushed together before they even take those fights.
I was just taking a look back and seeing who actually drops around Quarry over the course of this tournament so far. At the moment, it's only really Zeus who drop around there. You had, in the first Sandhawk we played, we had Archers and DRS both challenging on the northern side, if you remember that fight.
It's not gone well for any of those teams.
Didn't really go well for any of those teams.
Point well made from me.
Exactly, and no one really wants to take up occupancy around this sort of area, certainly not this early into this circle.
No, of course.
And given how it's sort of fallen, it's very unlikely to actually head out to Quarry. It's more likely to be ending somewhere around Ruins, somewhere around that sort of gap between Painan as well, so don't want to really be stuck around that rut of a piece of map.
Yeah, and I mean, most of the times where we see the northwest island here like cut in half like this, most of the times what we tend to see is it never goes up there. And even if it does go up there, it's not very beneficial for most teams to make an early approach, just purely because it's more likely going to come down off mountain. And when you go up to the top of mountain, you can hold it really well, stop teams from coming towards you, but at some point you have to roly-poly on down there, and you're a pretty easy target for all these teams. And in this instance, the chances that it does come away is quite high.
Yeah, it's pretty difficult to keep your orientation when you go and head over heels down the hill.
It's true.
It's not going to be favourable as a situation. But it is Sandhawk here for the first circle. The first rotation is generally going to be very, very doable. You can see it's not really going to bother a lot of the teams who aren't quite in the zone just yet. You've got Power 888 on the northern side, split up on that northern shore. They'll be moving down a little bit later on. You've got even Kanina Power over towards Mong Nai and Camp Bravo on the eastern coast, on the north side of that island as well. 4 Angry Men, though, in their way just a little bit over towards Barnes, so they might have a little bit of trouble there.
This is true, John. I mean, right now they're kind of okay, though. I mean, this rotational path for them is fairly fine. I mean, really, 4AM's biggest issue in most of these situations is coming up from Team Secret, but the Team Secret isn't going to rotate east onto the north side, where they would most of the time deal with 4AM in that situation. Team Secret's had a lot of success here on Sandhawk. Instead, though, they're going to rotate down to the south towards Camp Charlie, try and control that bridge side down there, which I'm on board with. I think this is absolutely okay. It gives them a lot of options going forward. Kanina Power going for a little bit of a botation here, John.
Yeah, they are taking to the 7 seas on the botation, as you say. 2 and 2 as well on the split, which means that even if one of their boats does get caught off, they'll be all right to see if they can keep on sailing. Not too likely that anyone is going to spot it. The question is, where are they going to mount in? Where are they going to try and re-ground themselves? They could go down towards docks, or they could even swing all the way out to Bantai.
I think most teams, to be fair, if I was Kanina Power, what I'd do is I'd come down towards where docks is right now, and then make a decision after that of where I want to go, because I don't want to make the early crossing where I know teams are definitely going to see me crossing to Bantai, and then not go there and come back to the north side. I'd rather just go down to docks. To be fair, that wouldn't be a bad shout from Kanina Power, but I think you are right, John. They could easily swing all the way around too.
Are they grouping up in one boat? Maybe they ran out of fuel in one of them. Not too sure, but we'll have to...
boat source.
I've no idea what happened there, but Kanina Power, they have stalled on the eastern coast. Maybe a little bit of trouble in Paradise on that botation. We'll have to catch up with them a little bit later. At the moment, you've got the Abrupt Slayers on the north edge of Boot Camp as well, spotting out towards Footballists on the opposite shore on that northwestern island.
What is Power 888 doing, though, John?
I would say that's a solid vibing situation from them coming through. They're currently very, very split. They seem to be going for another rotation as well, as Power 888 have split up just a little bit.
They have split up indeed. I mean, it's confusing, though, to me, because, I mean, by split up, you can see it here. They're going opposite directions, mate.
It's just not okay.
This is not acceptable. Power 888 feels like they've just given up on Corpai. Corpai's doing his own thing here on Sandhawk. What are you playing at, mate? Go back to your team.
Well, you know, they'll have both the Northwestern Island and the North Island to their control, to the main island as well. There's this huge group up now starting to happen towards Painan as well. See where the next circle shifts. Okay, yeah, it is going to go down towards the southern edge. You see a lot of teams looking to take ground there.
Yeah, and this is what we pretty much all expected. Now, if I'm Kanina Power, now I'm going down to Bantai. Because now my best bet is not to go towards docks, because I have to make a long rotation on the coastal side where it's very obvious you are going to see me. If I can get down towards Bantai, then you can start to make that move towards the north side. So that's what I would suggest personally to Kanina Power going forward. But the rest of the teams, huge clump up towards Painan. We saw that before. We saw teams being able to live in this situation for quite some time, but Painan's going to get very, very congested soon.
That's not good for the Humors. Law does go down. That was the aggressive scout from Alpha 7 that we have seen multiple times, and finally that's going to go punished.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, you take a risk by doing that, right? You can send the aggressive scout in, he gets a lot of information, gets a nice little spot that you can potentially land on. But in this scenario here, you go forward, sometimes it goes awry, and you pay the price for it. It provides you so much information, and it provides you a nice nesting spot if it works, but if it doesn't work, you can just instantly lose a teammate. It's more likely to happen here on Sandhawk, where so many teams are in close vicinity to one another. Unfortunate, but you can still win a game on Sandhawk with 3 very easily.
Yeah, it's definitely doable, definitely doable. 2, not so likely, and that's what Blue Bees are down to at the moment. Obviously, with that early engagement in Camp Charlie with Biggitron, they might want to look at changing their drop spot in future Sandhawks. We'll see if that does come through tomorrow. We'll have to wait until then. You can see on the minimap on the right-hand side of your screens, it was, in fact, Reiji and Lufa left alive, and they've grouped up just down on a couple of hills near Aerolf Limax. Alpha 7 spotted out Execute. Try and take a couple of shots, but not really landing anything. Kanina Power, in the meantime, they've managed to land over in Bantai. Power 888 now sailing past Tambang, maybe looking to beach up near Nakam.
Execute trying to move in from the western side. Alpha 7 is in their way, but here's Regioso actually taking fire against Aero Fleamax. Remember, this is the 2-man duo team from Blue Bees still remaining. This is such a dangerous position for them, though. If they both get naded, that's it for the entirety of their squad. They have to be very, very careful. But they can hold Aero Fleamax at distance. They have to walk up this mountain. They've got it a little bit close before they can actually get into grenade range. So right now, Blue Bees is very, very safe. What they have to more worry about is Team Secret Jin off in the distance. Here for Lufa, it's actually a little bit easier to hit this grenade as it drops downhill, trickles in. Doesn't trumpet too much, but actually does a fair bit of damage. Well played to that guy.
Well, he's got the ranging on it now. Might drop another nade, but Potato on the back lines, able to keep that suppression down. A nice little angle as well, covered by a little bit of foliage. Good map knowledge there to drop those angles and keeping them on their toes. We'll see how that fight unveils in the coming minutes. You see scopes being traded back and forth. The duo sprays, they're up and down. Nicely coordinated.
I won't lie, the Blue Bees, like, mechanically wise, they've always seemed fairly strong. I think some of the... but this has always been a thing from the Japanese region, is that rotations have been what has been more concerning from them. Next circle, about to pop. Still, Power 888 with a very odd rotation. Korpai now coming down from the north side. The rest of his team are on the south.
All 3 of those players.
I guess if you control both the south and the north, how can it go wrong?
Exactly. You have 2 of the 4 directions.
Exactly.
It's completely yours.
Now they just need to take east and west.
That's like 50% win rate by doing that.
Easily.
Well, because the team that wins is either from the north, south, east, or west. So if you're in the north and the south, that's 50%.
That's actually another knock there coming from Blue Bees onto Hazelnuts.
Nice. Okay. I mean, I said it's dangerous, but you're right in the fact that they need to hold people off. But once teams do look to try and push into this ground, which with the circle shrinking as it is getting a little bit more likely, it's just not going to go their way once people are in nade range.
I mean, looks like Aero Fleamax might be trying to just move away from this one. Blue Bees are pretty central right now, though, John. I think that's the big thing that we've got to look at. They're in a happy spot, but they do only have 2 players. It's going to be hard to hold it down, and now Aero Fleamax actually taking fire over towards Bigatron. Why do people keep trying to disturb the bear? I don't get it.
I mean, you know, someone's got to do it.
I know. It's like, oh, we're taking a fight with Bluebeards, we're losing. Let's shoot at that big grizzly bear over there as well.
Spooky. But it looks like
Very
Bigatron
spooky.
are out for blood to continue to finish out that kill on towards Bluebees. You can see them pretty close to each other. The teams from the main island have actually sent across relatively unchallenged at the moment. There's, I think, RRQ still playing that Painan split, Class Digital Athletics and Nova XQF still on that main island, but it's really not too many other teams who are left over there. There were quite a few in that previous circle, but the shift proving to be uneventful.
It's true, John.
For now, at least.
For now. I think this is an interesting shift in particular, purely because of the way it lines up with Painan, right? Because Painan is right out on the outskirts. Most teams will have decided by now that they need to cross over the river, get down towards this southwest island. Obviously, we can see that teams like Aerowolf, Limax, who drop here, are happy with that. Team Secret's very happy. It's a very simple little rotation for them. Right now, 4am is still coming down from that northeastern side, about to make the swim across towards Bantai, just underneath Camp Charlie, but they will be having to deal with teams such as Team Secret and Kanina Power, and the 3 members from Power 888. Not sure where Karpai is, still out in the blue. He's really taking his time.
Oh dear. Loops actually have been spotted out by Footballist. Loops rotating currently by Ruins. Footballists have a hillside in the zone. Kuyovski goes very, very low, does get flushed. Dadin now left behind the tree. Not too sure if Selke spotted that one out as he runs around in the blue. No, he has been seen. He hits the deck to try and pop a first aid. We'll see if he's able to continue behind the smoke, the spray. The bullets still looking to land. First aid does come through.
Oh my
Survives
God.
a little bit longer.
His first aid went off just as 22 hit him, and that 22 would have killed him as well. That is terrifying. But now Football is taking damage of their own. Abrupt Slayers are behind them, just coming across the bridge. This is the perfect time for Abrupt Slayers to make that movement as well. Nova XQF will notice this fighting. This is a good time for them to move too, but it's RRQ still in Painan. Next circle comes through. It's right on top of Aerowolf Limax.
Ernie's just demolishing the Abrupt Slayers on this push. He's opened the door and he's got clear line of sight. There's nothing to stop him, just peppering this ground with bullets. The Abrupt Slayers were playing spoiler to Footballists, who are playing spoiler to Loops at the moment. It's all getting spoiled blank. No one really coming out on top except for RRQ.
Shopping's been left out of the fridge. That's what's gone on here. Abrupt Slayers down towards the bridge side. Footballers round, still trying to take shots off. Like I said again, though. Oh, bloody hell. This is some nice sprays coming out from these players in these lobbies.
Hang on a minute, who's that? Shooting in from the back of Footballists. I think it might be Execute coming in now for a part of this fight. In the meantime, Loops have skulked their way around to the western edge of this next circle and might be in with a really decent spot.
Exactly. Nova XQF, they're making their way over the top side of this bridge right now. Paraboy underneath, trying to take some shots. He sees Joker. Joker just about gets away, but still has to hit the deck. He knows that Footballers from the distance, but Coolboy finds the angle.
Does go down, though, on the bridge. Jimmy now needing to back up his teammate. They have a long way to go. They're on the fast side of the circle, and it is shrinking. Jimmy gets in the pickup truck. They might just have to razz it, see what they can do. I doubt they're going to stop for Coolboy, but they might do if they're going to prioritize it. Yeah, okay, to be fair, it is still Zone 4. I'm not too sure they will be able to make it. Not entirely sold on that one, but Alpha 7, they're certainly not going to make it much further if RRQ have anything to say about the matter.
Oh dear Lord, Senatex behind this rock. They've not spotted him as of yet. He's just looking up towards them. Oh, RQ, got to clear those angles.
Haven't spotted him. Not just yet. Time being bided. Oh, I think G9's got to see this.
Come on!
Got to see this.
Are you blind?
I think he might be. Oh yeah, hang on a minute. He's just laid down. I don't know if he spotted the rock. He's not looking at him.
2K gets it.
No. Okay, fair enough. Well, I mean, the snake in the grass got eliminated, but goodness me, that was more dangerous than it needed to be. G9, to be fair, that was deserved, maybe from a little bit earlier, but Football is taking a knock as well. Execute on this northern edge of the circle. This three-way duel starting to pop off. Nova XQF as well, waiting in the wings. All 4 of them alive. It looks like they got the heal.
I was going to say, G9's got to get his glasses on, but luckily Beer 11's got his gamer glasses on. This guy is absolutely giving it. Team Secret's wrapped in on the southwest side here. Not too bad. Bigatron, like you were saying, though, they got a lovely nade off into that little tower up top side, taking down Lufa and then and it was easy from there. But they will have to go up against Digital Athletics very shortly, who are making their way in. Nexo comes down. It's right on top of Bigatron. They have to finish this fight with Digital Athletics soon if they want to take control of the circle.
Kanina Power, though, continuing to fight on the southern edge. At the moment, struggling to have a clear victor there. Team Secret as well, bombarding back and forth with loops. The nades rolling up and down the hills. Gravity be damned, we'll see just where they do end up going, but at the moment it looks like Loops are coming out on top. Yep, there we go. Team Secret eliminated. Southwestern side dominated as Loops snuck around to the west, caught them unawares. Now have to move quite a distance as Bigatron continue their fight. With Class Digital Athletics, not a chance, mate.
Very, very quick, and this is exactly what I wanted to see from Bigatron. They know and they saw the circles on them. We have to take this fight quickly, then we can start to control this very eastern edge as it's right up against the blue itself. Such a fantastic position for them going forward. And all the other teams have to come across pretty open ground here.
A difficult, tall order, but Execute on the northern edge, facing off against Nova XQF right now, and it looks like they have the better end of that deal. Nova XQF actually eliminated now in 11th place, and Execute have their scout down south. RRQ looking to try and spoil that rotation, but still have a way to go into the next zone. Its Fate makes his way into the circle, but not too sure just what he's going to be able to find there. Does go down. We'll have a little bit more information. Zute and Fameboys left on the outside.
So RQ out in the blue. They're so far right now. It's going to be quite difficult to get in. 4 angry men are down on that south side. And now Nexo comes through. This is a perfect position again for Bigatron. They can move up to the north side. It's just Cosmos. Execute goes down out in the blue. Kanina Power still have a shout into this one, but they have many teams surrounding them.
In comes Kanina Power, and another team gets eliminated. The split not working out for them, and to be fair, rightly so. Should never have gotten this far. They will go down. Both of those players eliminated. Loops now down to 1. Dardine out in the zone, and it's really only 3 players in this circle. But if Cosmos can play spoiler to one of them, it might just change.
RQ actually took down Footballers before they went out in the blue, so they did ladder up to that 6th position, so fantastic stuff for them. Bigatron currently hold the high ground in this circle, so we have a pretty good shout in this game, and they're coming right up on Cosmos right now.
And he does get spotted. Sprays start to come through. Damage is in, and that's Secret Jin eliminated. 4 teams remain now. Blank Loops still out in the blue, looking for the heals. Bigatron, 10 kills. All 4 of them alive, and a dominant position in the circle affords them a lot of power here.
D-Man was saying on the desk that, you know what, Arangle might not be their big spot, but on these other maps, they seem to outperform, excel. They come off from a hot streak from yesterday, winning on a Sandhawk, and now here again, they set themselves from a great position going forward. Really fantastic stuff from Bigatron. And you know, with the 4th game of the day, it was only a matter of time before they stepped up.
Kanina Power now being pressured by the blue zone. Aerowolf Limax with the off angles, but they are going to fall, and now it's just 2 teams remain. Kanina Power struggling as Bigatron hold it down, and Blank. My goodness me, the predictions go 2 for 2, as it is going to be Bigatron taking home the chicken dinner.
That's kind of easy for me at this point, really.